Loran had never considered himself a hero. He was a quiet survey scout, assigned to the far edges of the frontier, where the stars were cold and the work even colder. Every day he inspected barren moons, cataloged minerals, and checked radiation levels for the Expansion Bureau. It was a lonely life, but he found peace in it. There were no crowds, no noise, and no demands. Only the soft hum of his rover, the distant shimmer of starlight, and the rhythm of tasks that kept his mind steady. On the day everything changed, he was stationed on the frost belt of an uncharted world the Bureau had labeled Frostline 8. Snow swept across the rocky plains, and the air tasted sharp, even through his helmet filters. He was scanning a deep rift where geothermal pockets created strange vapor columns, when his sensors picked up something unusual. At first, he thought it was a malfunction. The signal was faint, irregular, but unmistakably artificial. He leaned closer to the console. A distress beacon. Not human. Not any known catalog signature either. Loran paused. He could have reported it and waited for a retrieval team, but that would take 7 days due to the sector's distance. The beacon was too weak. Whatever sent it might not last the hour. He stared out across the frozen valley, where the light of 2 distant suns cast long, pale shadows. Then he made a decision. He activated his suit heater, checked his rover's thrusters, and followed the signal across the ice field. The journey was rough. Frostline 8 was notorious for sudden quakes and violent ground fractures. The rover shook as it crossed broken terrain. Still, he pressed on. After a long stretch of travel, he reached a collapsed ridge. Smoke rose from crushed metal buried under the snow. It was the wreck of a small craft, unlike anything in the registry. He rushed toward it. The hull was cracked, its surface smooth and silver, shaped like flowing water frozen in time. Strange symbols traced the sides, glowing faintly. Inside the torn fuselage, he spotted movement. Someone was trapped beneath twisted plating. He drew closer and saw her. A young woman, alien but unmistakably sentient, lay pinned under a heavy beam. Her skin shimmered with a soft metallic tone, like moonlit crystal. Her eyes were bright, almost luminescent, and her long hair floated with static charge even in the cold air. She wore a robe woven from thin strands that caught the light like threads of ice. She looked fragile, yet carried an aura of dignity he could not explain. Loran cleared the debris and pried the beam upward with a portable hydraulic jack. She winced but did not cry out. When he finally freed her, she tried to stand but collapsed. He caught her before she hit the ground. Her voice was soft, strained, but steady. "You are not of my world." "No," he said. "I am a survey scout. You sent a beacon. I came to help." Her eyes softened with gratitude. "I am Alia of the Lumaran line. My craft was attacked. I escaped, but crashed here. I thought I would fade alone." "You are not alone now," he said. He carried her to the rover and activated the emergency heater. She curled inward, shivering, her energy depleted from both injury and the cold. Her physiology was different, but the medic kit's thermal blankets still helped. She was clearly exhausted, yet she watched him with a mix of caution and hope. He stabilized her until her breathing evened. Then he drove toward the temporary shelter he had set up earlier in the week. It was a reinforced dome with atmospheric support and heat regulation. Not comfortable, but safe. As soon as they entered, Alia inhaled with relief. "This warmth is gentle," she said. He laid her down on the padded bench and checked her injuries. Her bones were smooth and slightly luminous, and her internal structure showed readings he had never seen. Still, he treated the bruises, disinfected the cuts, and ensured no fractures were severe. Alia watched him closely. "You risk much for someone you do not know," she said. You needed help, he replied. He meant it simply, but she studied him as though that answer revealed something rare. For the next few hours, Alia recovered little by little. She spoke softly about her home world, a place of shimmering forests where energy flowed through living structures like liquid light. She spoke of her people's peaceful existence and how she had been on a diplomatic journey when ambushed by unknown raiders. Her escape pod had malfunctioned and thrown her across light years. She seemed amazed that a human, a species often described in rumors across the cosmos as loud and chaotic, had shown up alone in a frozen wasteland just to save her. Humanity, she said, was full of surprises. Lauren did not think much of it. He had only done what felt right. Later that night, the quake alarms triggered. The ground trembled. The sky outside flashed with strange flares. Alia rose from the bench despite her injury. They tracked me, she whispered. Before he could ask, the sensors detected approaching crafts. 3 small raider ships descended like hawks over prey. Lauren reacted fast. He activated the dome's shield and crouched beside Alia. We cannot stay here, she said. They will tear through this. How strong are they? Strong enough to end us? He exhaled and looked at his old shuttle parked behind the dome. It was not a war vessel, but its engines were strong and its thrusters agile. He turned toward her. Can you move if I support you? Yes. They dashed through the shelter as lasers struck the shield. The dome flickered under the assault. Lauren guided Alia into the shuttle and initiated liftoff. The raiders chased them immediately. His shuttle shook as he steered it through the storm of flares and debris. The raiders fired relentlessly. One blast grazed the wing, sending a burst of sparks across the cabin. Alia clutched the seat, her glow flickering with fear. You do not have to do this, she said. Yes, I do, Lauren replied. His voice held no hesitation. He banked sharply, letting the raiders overshoot. Then he dove into a canyon where ice peaks rose like jagged towers. The raiders followed, but the narrow turns slowed them. Lauren used every bit of terrain to escape. He felt the shuttle groan under the strain, but it held. Alia watched in awe. You fly with courage. I fly because your enemies don't seem like the friendly sort. Her lips curved into the faintest smile. They finally broke free of the canyon and shot upward toward the thin upper air. The raiders gained again, firing continuously. Lauren grit his teeth. The orbit gate, Alia said. Your ship can link to its coordinates. It will open a path to my homeland. What about the raiders? They cannot follow through the gate. It closes too quickly. Then we head for it. He pushed the thrusters to their limit. The shuttle raced toward the orbit gate signal, a swirling ring of unstable energy floating above the planet like a ghost halo. It pulsed in cycles and only opened fully every few minutes. They had one chance. The raiders closed in. Lauren pulled the shuttle into a steep climb just as the gate's cycle flared open. The craft shot through the shimmering field. Light twisted around them. Space warped. A deep hum filled the cabin. The raiders fired, but hit empty air. The gate sealed behind them. Moments later, the view screen opened to a breathtaking sight. Alia's home world. A sphere of luminous blue and silver, wrapped in swirling arcs of energy. Floating structures drifted above cities that glowed softly like constellations woven across land. Alia stared with emotion flooding her eyes. I am home, she whispered. Lauren landed the shuttle on a crystalline platform where guards in flowing armor rushed forward. They raised their weapons at first, but when Alia stepped out, supported by Lauren, they bowed deeply. Word spread fast. Within minutes a tall figure approached, clothed in layered light. An elder, perhaps even royalty. Lauren stepped back, unsure of protocol. The elder spoke gently. "Alia, we feared the worst. I survived because of him," she said, gesturing to Loran. The elder turned to him with gratitude. "You saved a princess of our line. That is an honor that will echo across cycles. We shall reward you beyond measure." Loran shook his head. "I didn't do it for reward. I only did what anyone should do." The elder exchanged a look with Alia, who watched Loran intently. "Even so, you deserve more than thanks," she said. Loran shifted uncomfortably. He did not want riches or titles. He wanted to return to his simple duties. But the elder insisted he be escorted to the inner halls for rest. The palace was unlike anything he had seen. The walls shimmered like living crystal. Music drifted through the corridors without instruments. Light responded to emotion, brightening with joy and dimming with sorrow. Alia joined him once she had been tended by her healers. She walked more confidently now. Her injuries had mended quickly with the help of Lumeran technology. She approached him in a quiet chamber overlooking a luminous lake. "You acted without hesitation," she said. "You risked your life for someone you had never met. Anyone would have done the same." She shook her head softly. "Not anyone. Many would have left me to fade. Many would have feared the unknown." He looked at the glowing water, unsure how to respond. Alia stepped closer. "My people believe energy flows where it is deserved. A rescue like yours binds paths together." He turned toward her. "I don't know what that means." "It means your reward is not something you can refuse," she said. "It is not wealth or power. It is a bond." He raised a brow. "A bond?" "Yes. Our tradition states that when someone saves a life selflessly, without expecting anything, the life saved must offer a connexio,